Omiye Urazaye.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Real Talk with Sophie. And today we are with Efua and we're going to interview her and talk about her life story. So Efua,
Hello, darling.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Tell us something about yourself.
Okay, I'm Mary Efua Kissi. I'm Afro-Italian, meaning I'm half Italian, half African. I'm a student, obviously, and CEO of Efua's Closet. You can follow me on IG. Yeah, basically that's all.
That's all. Can you tell us about like how your early life was and where you were? Were you based in Ghana first or you were in Italy first? Tell us about that.
I was born in Ghana and moved to Italy when I was around 1.5 years. So basically, I stayed there all my life. Life in Italy, obviously, for a person of color, comes with challenges. I grew up in a community of purely Italian people. So right from my young age, I was obviously had what do you call it, accidents of racism and stuff like that. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but people think that all white people are racist. But trust me, there are some out there who aren't. So it was hard in a way, but it wasn't always that hard because there were like still those one or two people who were like actually really, really cool.
Okay. Can you tell me about your high school days?
That's an
I
interesting part.
yeah. Can you tell me about your high school days? What did you used to do? Who were you friends with? What company were you associated with? And tell me about that.
My high school days were like probably the most interesting part of my life because initially, let's say from kindergarten to primary, I went to school where I was living. But moving to high school is a bit like university here in Ghana. So obviously, high school, you are meeting new people and all. And let's say in high school is when I started becoming a bad girl, because I associated with certain people. I was part of a gang, and we used to like steal, skip school, stealing, robbing, some were selling drugs, some were selling weed and stuff like that. So that's the kind of life I was living. Yeah, and it doesn't look like if you see me, I don't look like somebody who would do certain things, but trust me, I did, and like even up till now, I still face consequences of my action because I still have court cases I need to like go to. I still have cases open, like investigations and all. So yeah, that is the kind of life I was living.
Would you say like you had a stable home, and
No.
so what would you say that was what caused you to fall into like such company?
I'd say that was that, and I was never a confident person. When I was young, I used to have like issues with my weight. So in school, I was laughed at. I was already being laughed at because I'm a person of color, and I was also laughed at because I was a bit fat, and the situation at home wasn't the best. Like I grew up in a very, very toxic environment. So getting out, going to high school for me was like the only chance, the only moments where I could feel free, you know.
So you decided to like do everything.
I could do everything I wanted. I could be anything I wanted. And even though the people that like I was probably associating myself with weren't the best of people, they still accepted me. Like we're like a family. We were all doing like bad stuff and all. But at the end of the day, we came together as a family. We were supporting each other. We were there for each other. You know, when I'd cry, I need somebody. I know that when I go to my friends, they have my back regardless. So yeah, that was like my getaway from whatever situation was going on at home for me.
Were you ever able to get out of the gang?
I think coming to Ghana was the only moment that I got cut out of the gang.
So if you were back in Italy,
I still be.
you still be a part of the gang.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the consequences of all these actions that you're reaping now that like you regret? And what do you want to tell young people coming up? Like they want to go into drugs, they want to go into like stealing, they want to go into fraud, they want to do all sorts of things just to remain relevant, get quick cash and all that.
It won't bring you anything bad consequences. Up till now, at a point in my life, I was dealing with addiction. I was addicted to weed and cigarettes. I'm controlling it as of now, but like that's like one bad thing, and it's affected my health. Up till now, I still get like a few bad moments where like my health is very, very bad. I have problems in my throat and all as a consequence of that. And also at the point, because it was a gang and people were selling drugs and some of my friends were selling drugs, there were points where I tried cocaine, LSD. LSD is like heroin. I don't know the English name for that. I tried LSD and all, and it really messed me up. So at a point, like I was dealing with that. I developed depression. Like just name it. The bad consequences are so many. As I said, like I still have court cases because once we went to steal from a shop and they caught us. The police came to catch us. They took us to court and all. Up till now, the case hasn't been closed. It's still there. It's still something on my record that like, even though I'm changed, even though now I'm not doing the stuff that I was doing then, like that is still on my record. Yeah. And this girl was caught stealing. This is what she was doing. You know?
Yeah, and it could come up anytime.
Yeah. Come up at any time. Any person could go like, you know what, let me go into this person's history and find out and bring it up and use it against me, even though I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
So that one day is forever.
How did coming to Ghana change your life, and how did you make a turnaround? You know, and how was coming to Ghana like?
Coming to Ghana was scary because back then they used to like what do you call it? I don't know the English. Forgive me, but it's not a weird word that I can't say in English. But like normally,
yeah.
Like if you are stubborn, they'll bring you to Ghana. They come and sell water in the traffic. And all. So me, yeah, as I was coming to Ghana, I was like, oh my god, I'm coming to sell water in the traffic. But then I was also happy, and when I say like people feel like, mostly elder people feel like, oh, she's lying and all, coming to Ghana. Like as I sat on the plane and I was coming, I was so happy because I was like, I recognized that like I was at a very low point in my life. So me coming to Ghana is like a second chance. I can start all over, I can change, start all over, get a better life for myself and all. So I was scared because I thought I was coming to sell water, but I was excited too because I was like, God gave me a second chance, so let me just make the best out of it.
I feel you. I learned that when you came to Ghana, you couldn't speak English at all. Mm-hmm. And how long was that? How long ago was that?
It was 5 years
ago.
Yeah,
and you couldn't speak English at all.
Very bad. My English was very bad because Italy is an Italian-only speaking country. If you learn English, it's probably on television or school or something. Luckily for me, one of the many schools I attended, I did languages for a couple of years, so I learned French and English. But even with that, I wasn't using English until in Ghana. It's either you speak Twi or you speak English. My Twi wasn't even that good, so English was the only way. I was like, you know what? Some way, somehow, I need to start speaking English.
I feel you. Is there any other thing you want to talk about?
Basically, no. I just like to say to anybody who is in like a hard point in their life and or don't give up. You know, people have a funny way of like pulling you down, making you feel like you'll never do anything good with your life. I don't mind them, and I always use me as an example. If somebody had told me like 4 years ago, 5 years ago that I'll be in the university, I'd have like something going on for me, I'd be at peace. I wouldn't have believed them, but look at me now. I'm in the university, being bad. Like, everything about me has changed. The way I dress, the way I speak, the way I talk, everything about me has changed. But like, people were always like, oh, this girl, she won't do anything good with her life. Especially Africans. They're like, oh, she'll just end up pregnant or killed and all. But like, even though people around me gave up on me, I always knew that, you know what, I'm going to make something for my life. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'll make it. I'll do something good in my life. And I did. So like, don't listen to what people will say. People will talk regardless. Just focus on whatever you want to do and just do it.
Yeah. So you heard Efua. She has said it all. She said, do what you have to do. Try and change your life. Don't listen to what people say. People will say you don't amount to anything, but it's all up to you. Just decide to change your life. So thank you for listening this far. We were interviewing Mary Efua Kissi, and this is Real Talk with a Sylphie. So we'll see you again.